Welcome back to Microsoft Flight Sim. Today we're going to be flying the A320 from KLAX, Los Angeles, to Las Vegas, KLAS. We're flying the fly-by-wire mod. We're doing cold and dark. We're doing live time and live weather. So we'll start our startup procedures here. We'll get our battery on so we can get some lights in here. There we go. While we're waiting, well, we will get the jetway going so people can get in the plane. We'll get our flight plan imported to here. There it is. Here's our flight plan. Oh yeah. Okay, so we'll go up here. We'll get these guys on. Crew supply on. We don't have to get fuel pumps on yet, but we will get wing and nav lights on, seatbelt lights on, no smoking. We will arm the emergency lights. Jetway is now hooked up. We'll get baggage going. Baggage. We will get our TCAS on. We'll get some button lights going here. Panel lighting, button lights. Get these guys up and going. And some auxiliary light over here. All right. Now, we'll get into programming the plane. We are going to init data request. This will request our flight from SimBrief. Init request. Our flight's here. So now we have to work on our flight plan. So very simple. I mean, you can see there's one waypoint, but we're going to be flying a departure KLAX. We're going to be doing runway 25 right. Go back to flight. Give me a second here. I'm on my other screen. Go back to flight, flight route. Looks like we're going to be doing the Orca 4 departure for 25 right. 25 right. Well, I guess on this one it's Orca 5. They probably updated the data. Orca 5 to Meissen. And we'll insert that. And our arrival is going to be, we're actually going to be doing runway 1 right. Let's see. We'll do an RNAV approach for 1 right. Quebec 6. I'm not seeing the transition in here, so we'll just do insert. We'll check the flight plan. We'll have to vector at that point, I'm assuming. Let's take a look at the flight plan here. So we'll set this to plan. Let's see. There we go. Kegs, pop. And right into the runway. Okay, that works. We did have a discontinuity up here in the beginning, which I believe is once we take off, we can do a direct to, which will probably be to Clipper. Let's see. Oh, wrong way. Let me see here. We will do direct to. Now, normally we would get ATC vectors. Do direct to kegs once we take off, because Clipper is right here. And then we'll make a right turn for kegs. All right, so I think our baggage should be done. Yep, looks like it is. We'll get the jetway off. We will get our APU started up. We're going to be flying at flight level. What are we flying at? What do we... Oh, right there. Flight level 350. So we'll go to performance. We're going to go flaps 1. That should auto generate our VR or V1 and VR and V2 speeds. Next phase, next phase, next phase, next phase. All right, this is going to be for our arriving airport. Give me a second here. Pull this information up. Three. 3010 is going to be our QNH. 12 degrees temp. Winds 200 at 3. 200 at 3. We'll put that there. For runway 1 right, we have to get our barometer or our barrel. Approach. RNAV runway 1 right. As you can see over here, right here, it's going to be 2458 or 288 on the radio, but we don't have a radio on this one, so it's 2458. So 2458. We'll put that in there. Next. Looks like we're good to go on here. I don't think there's anything I'm forgetting. So we'll do departure, then we'll do direct to kegs. We'll do a right turn and then direct to kegs. Our flight level, what did I say it was? 32, 35? 35. So we'll get our autopilot set to 35. I think our APU should be on, so we're probably ready to push. Let's take a look here. Yes, it is. We'll get our fuel pumps on. We will go off external power. We'll run on the APU. We will park and brake off. Request for pushback. What are we doing here? Oh, here it is. Pushback. Let him get set up. Set the engine to start mode. We're pushing up tail to the right. We'll get our first engine firing up. And we'll start our right turn. There's the engine firing up. Looks a little hazy here, a little foggy. All right, that should be good on our push. So we'll stop him. We got our park and brake on. As a matter of fact, I should have had my beacon on since we were pushing. All right, engine 1. Almost good to go. We'll get our second engine coming up. We will get our flaps set to 1, our auto brake. We will extend, and our speed brakes, not auto brake. Auto brake is up here. We'll arm our auto brakes to full. Put our constraints on so we can see that. Wait for our engines to come up. Meantime, we're going to start taxiing, so we'll get our taxi lights on. They should come alive as they did. Oh, I did, however, not get 3013 is the altimeter here. Set that 3013. So we're going to be taxiing to runway 25 right, which on here is going to be this runway down here. And we are right here on C7, Charlie 7. We're right there. So we'll take Charlie to, I guess, Bravo, and then take Bravo down to Foxtrot, and then get on the runway there. Sounds like our engines are alive. We can get our APU off. We can turn our engines back to normal. And we're good to go. I have to turn the brake off, and we will start our taxi. Taxiing to Bravo, left on Bravo, down to Foxtrot, to runway 25 right. Should be an easy departure. The weather in Flight Sim has been a little buggy. If anybody's coming across this problem, what's been happening... I gotta turn traffic off. I don't know why there's still traffic here. What's been happening is... Come on, man. All right. We're gonna pretend he's not there. At 26,000 feet, your plane has been just completely crapping out. If you're experiencing this, what's happening is there's a bug in the weather system. So once you're at 26,000 feet, it renders in extremely high temperatures. I'm talking like 235 degrees Celsius. And it'll cut your engines, it'll drain your fuel usage, and you'll just become a giant piece of metal floating through the sky towards the ground. A way to fix this is, once you're at that altitude, if you experience this turbulence, like you'll see turbulence and stuff, all sorts of stuff start happening, toggle off live weather. It's not happening in all areas, but it is something that Microsoft is aware of and possibly may have patched. I'm not sure if they patched it yet, but if we experience it, we're just going to turn off the live weather, and that will resolve it. We are going to be flying into Las Vegas. I do have Las Vegas scenery, so it should be a very visually nice approach. Foxtrot should be coming up here if I didn't already pass it. In fact, we'll slow down. There we go. And we're going to line up on the runway here. Give it a little more throttle. Runway 25 right, departing out of LAX. Alright. We will set the engines back to throttle for a second. Put our brake on real quick. And we're going to go landing lights on. Strobe on. Flaps are set. Lights are on. We're good to go. Park and brake off. We'll ease the throttle up here. And go full throttle for takeoff mode. Here's our V1. And we're going to rotate gently. And we are off the ground. We are climbing, so we're going to put the gear up. We're going to hand fly for a minute. We're going to bring our flaps in. Set the throttle back to climb mode. We're quickly going to look down here. We're going to go direct to kegs. We haven't set the autopilot just yet, though. All right, we'll go ahead and set the autopilot. Should start making that right turn. Start climbing us out to kegs. We're up. Our flaps are up. Our gear is up. We get our taxi lights off. Leave seatbelt lights and everything on. Check out this wing view. Here's good old Los Angeles. Get rid of that cup. We can also turn off our overhead light. Very smooth departure. Thought it was a little cloudy out here. I did see some haze, some cloud on the runway. I know you guys saw that. As you can see here, we're turning onto our path. We'll keep an eye on our altitude. Like I said, once we hit that 26,000 area, we'll see what happens as far as everything goes with that. We'll take a look at our charts. KLAS, approach, RNAV, runway 1 right. Let's take a look over here real fast. This is going to be our RNAV approach. This is going to give all of our descent information, altitude restrictions, and all of that. So it should be a pretty easy approach. Go back into the sim here. Here's the great city of Los Angeles. Still climbing. We have autopilot on. We are in auto throttle, so it's managing our speed for us based on restrictions. We're at that 10,000. Whoop, I didn't mean to hit that 10,000 mark, and we will turn off our landing lights. We'll turn off our nav and logo lights. Check out the wing view. Very good looking departure. We'll just kick back and enjoy the flight, and I will jump back on once we're a little bit closer to Vegas. All right, here we are, guys, flying into Las Vegas, about getting ready for our approach. We're actually going to go into our plane here, and we'll activate our approach mode, start slowing the plane down. We'll get our flaps 1 set. We'll let our speed come down some. So we toggled our flaps just a little bit early there, but that's okay. We're going to bring the plane down to 5,000. We start looking for our intercept point. We don't have localizer, so we're going to be looking for our intercept point for the RNAV.
2,500.
There's our 2,500 call out. You can see Vegas just ahead. Looking like it's going to be a very, very, very beautiful approach. There's our next waypoint. We'll come down to 39, it says. We'll bring it down to 4. There we go. Put our approach mode on. Not sure if we'll lock onto the glide slope. Worst case scenario, we'll hand fly it down. We'll get our gear down. Our landing lights are on. Everything seems good to go. I'm gonna go ahead and hand fly the plane from here. We'll go flaps 2. Start nosing down a little bit. So we're landing on the right runway. Runway 1 right.
2,500.
There's our 2,500 call out again. I believe that's because the terrain underneath of us is changing in altitude. But it looks like we're following right in on that runway. So hopefully we have a smooth touchdown here. Beautiful Las Vegas lights. Scenery is very, very good. We'll go ahead and we'll get fully configured on our flaps, get our flaps down. So we are fully configured for landing. I think we gotta get over just a little bit here. So we're just doing a visual approach now. Hand flying. Bring the nose up a little bit. Try and stay lined up with the runway as best we can. We'll let our auto throttle manage our speeds. Nothing on the PAPI lights yet, although we may be a little bit high for them. We'll try and come down just a little bit more. Try and line up a little better here.
1,000.
There's our 1,000 call out. We have our landing lights on. We have everything ready to go. Coming in a little high, so we're going to nose down a little bit stronger. Start getting this thing down. There we go. We got PAPI lights coming in. We got 1 red.
500.
Looking for 2. There's 2. We'll nose up just a little bit and try and follow that profile.
100 above. 300.
Looking good.
Minimum.
Continuing.
200.
All right. Coming in a little bit high. We'll nose down just
100.
a little bit.
50. 40. 30.
We'll back just a
20.
little bit.
Retard. Retard.
And there we are. We are down.
Retard.
Reverse thrust. There we go. What a beautiful landing. Welcome to Las Vegas. All right. Do a right hand turn here. We will stop right here for just a moment and get our taxi lights on so we can see. Get off the active runway. Taxi lights on. Landing lights can come off. All right. We'll taxi. I think to the right is where we're going here. Yeah, we're just going to kind of zigzag over to the terminals there. Follow this guy to the left. Beautiful approach into Las Vegas. I enjoyed flying that. It's the first time that I flew a runway 1 right RNAV approach. I usually come in from the other direction and land on the other runways. So that was the first time coming from Los Angeles. But I very much so enjoyed it. And we're gonna head over to these terminals over here. Whoa, slow down a little bit too much there. Let's not speed up too much. I did not follow that taxi line at all, but that's all right. Because we are here. Let's get our parking brake on. Very good. When I should have turned on my APU right after we landed, but we'll turn seatbelts off. No smoking can come off. We'll get our dome light on here so we can see. Once our APU is on, we will kill our engines. We'll attach the jetway. Just waiting for this to pop on green. In the meantime, we can actually kill our lights. Get our taxi lights off. Retract our other lights. We'll leave our nav and logo lights on. We'll take our beacon off because we're not moving. Plane is just about ready for shutdown. Let me see if you can see Vegas. Yep, you can see Vegas right out the back there. Some of Vegas, at least. Just waiting on our APU here. There we go. So we are good for engine shutdown. Might get a screen that pops up here. Yep, we'll just click continue on that. We will get our jetway coming out. And we will go on external power. And we could turn this all off now. Jetway's attached. We'll get baggage to come out and grab all the baggage, which you guys didn't get to see earlier. Oh, you know what? I can also go in and unarm these. There we go. Baggage on the ground there. They're not doing anything though. I don't know why. Try and toggle them again. There they go. Now they're going. You see Vegas out the back, out in the background there. Flew for American. Easy flight. Thank you guys for joining. And catch you guys on the next one.